This is a fighting-type Pokemon, and it's much more attack-oriented than Makuhita. However, oddly, it's special defense-oriented for the most part, even though it's based on Equilibrium. I'm not really sure why that is. But, yeah, it's a really interesting fighting type. Another good reason to have it would be, obviously, the fact that it has Intimidate for its ability, which is fantastic to have in double battle. So, if you're looking for a fighting-type Pokemon that can do those jobs for you, it's good to have. And as you see there, its high special defense is quite good, considering that Espeon had a Twisted Spoon equipped and also got the same type attack bonus. Miltank, which is a bulky normal type. Surprisingly fast, though. At this point, it's kind of too late to pick up team members because we are outright in the final area, but I still will go over exactly like what it's capable of just in case. Miltank, like I said, is surprisingly fast for how bulky it is, and it's one of the better normal types you can obtain. Personally, I prefer Gramble, but if you're looking to obtain a normal type still, Miltank is still pretty good, and it's definitely faster than Gramble is, but it doesn't have that massive attack stat that Gramble does, so it does different things, but I still like it quite a bit. Raikou is a fast special attacker. It's pretty much as simple as that. He plays very similarly to Jolteon. He's not quite as fast as Jolteon, but he packs more of a punch. He comes knowing Shadow Rush, Leer, Quick Attack, and Thunder. Shadow Rush will become Rain Dance when purified. Its main strategy is that it's going to try to benefit from the rain that Ein is putting out onto the battlefield, and then follow up by using Thunder because it has 100% accuracy in rain. And when you get one for yourself, you can do just the same on your team. Because of this, it is an extreme powerhouse character, and is probably the most usable of the 3 legendary beasts that you can obtain in Colosseum. But Suicune is still a valuable part of any team, so I'm not knocking Suicune, don't worry. I'm also not knocking Entei. They're all good for their own reasons, but I find Raikou personally the most helpful because it's much easier to get a Rain Dance out because there's a TM for it in the game, and these are double battles. Entei is a very interesting Pokemon. It is HP and attack oriented, very different from most fire types. It might struggle to stand out a little bit in 3rd generation simply because of the physical special split not happening yet and fire being a special type. However, don't let that deter you from using Entei. It has the highest HP of any fire type Pokemon, period, which might make it attractive to some people. But yes, that is basically an overview of Entei. It also has the move Shadow Rush, Leer, Bite, and Fire Blast. Suicune! Ever since its introduction, Suicune has been a competitive god of sorts. Never tournament banned, but still really amazing defensively. This guy defines the term bulky water. And on top of that, it's not that bad at dealing damage, not doing other tactics either. When fighting it, it will have Shadow Rush, Gust, Leer, and Surf. If you have not picked up anything with Surf up to this point, and you've been wanting one, there's never been a better time to pick up a water type. Only lame thing about Suicune is that a lot of its appeal comes from the fact that it's one of the best users of Calm Mind, which unfortunately it does not learn in this game until level 81. You wanna know what makes things worse? The TM for Calm Mind is not in Pokemon Colosseum. Tyranitar! This is the ultimate Shadow Pokemon that Ein created. Level 55, Rock Dark type. Sandstream for the ability. Just it being on the field will cause sandstorms. This thing is really dangerous from that. Shadow Rush, Thunder, Rock Slide, Blizzard, and as you see there, it was able to take out Affection solely from that sandstorm. So it was able to finish the job that Scizor put down on it. So that's kind of scary. For snagging every Shadow Pokemon, purifying every Shadow Pokemon, and for clearing Mount Battle, or should I say, Mount Hassel! Been waiting to say that. You get yourself the ultimate reward of Pokemon Colosseum for getting 100%. Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is kind of weird in terms of stat distribution. Its biggest stats are attack and special defense. I don't get it either. But that doesn't change the fact that Ho-Oh is a really good Pokemon. As you can see, all of its stats are off the charts. They are ridiculous. They really, 106 HP, 130 attack, 90 defense, 110 special attack, 154 special defense. Do I really have to say anything more about this thing? It wrecks things up. And on top of that, it is pretty much the ultimate enemy of any ice type, not only because it's a fire type, but due to the simple fact that it's the only Pokemon that learns Sacred Fire. If Ho-Oh is ever frozen, it will auto-defrost itself when using Sacred Fire, will attack the enemy in the same turn, and also has a 50% chance of burning. My only real complaint about Ho-Oh is that it's got kind of a bad type. It can be tough to use, especially in newer games with the advent of Stealth Rock. Makuhita, I should explain, Its best stat is HP, unlike most fighting-type Pokemon. And this is also why I'm showing you the moveset ahead of capturing it, is so that you can know what moves a Pokemon is going to have before you get it. It has a very nice move called Cross Chop that is really, really powerful. I caught it already. It's really powerful this early on. However, it's not going to be open to you right away. I'll get into exactly what I mean in a minute, though. If you want something that can take hits, I guess, it's kind of helpful, though. But if you are to catch this, hopefully you get Guts for the ability and not Thick Fat. That's more helpful to two. I do want to warn you, however, even though this Makuhita is level 30 and it would normally evolve, you are incapable of making it level up right away. So if you're trying to get it because you think that, oh my god, I can have this awesome super evolved Pokemon so early in the game, don't get Makuhita for that, because it is not capable of leveling up right away. That is Meditite right there. That is a fighting psychic type. Now, while it might not be too usable in its current state, when you do get the ability to make Shadow Pokemon level up, it can be actually kind of nice. It's a mixed attacker. It can attack physically and specially and do a decent amount of damage both ways. It also can have pure power for its ability, which will double its attack stat, which is always nice. It's a pretty interesting Pokemon, but, regardless of what you are going to do, I highly recommend that you grab that Meditite no matter what. Because when you catch it, it will always have a Twisted Spoon equipped to it. That item will boost the power of psychic moves. So, if you are using an Espeon, you have no reason to not pick that up, because that item is invaluable to you if you equip it to your Espeon. So, that is one of very few Hoenn Pokemon that you can snag in the game. There's not all that many, but that is one of them. So, Rui was saying we have a brave new addition to our team. How about we go check out this brave new addition to our team and go over it in a bio? Brave new addition to the team, my ass. Level 13 and has mediocre stats at best. To make matters worse, its ability is plus. There is no Pokemon in Colosseum with minus for its ability. And what's really bad is that this game is entirely double battles. Plusle could actually be kind of useful if there was a Pokemon with minus in the game and it was a decent level. But no, it's not. And you want to know what's even worse than that? Is that there is unused text in Colosseum that suggests that they had plans of putting a Shadow Mine in that you could snag in the game that would have very nicely complemented Plusle's abilities and made it awesome to use, because you don't really ever get to use Plusle in single player because games are primarily single battles. But right here, this is the greatest missed opportunity of all. You could have had Plusle and Minen rockin' everything. But no. Honestly, using this thing would be a challenge / chore, if anything. I suppose you could level it up quickly, considering the fact that it's level 13 and to be fighting stuff stronger than that, but I don't know why you'd want to. Vibrava is a Dragon Ground type, very interesting type, and you see it's level 43, meaning that it only needs 2 levels to evolve into the almighty Flygon, and why the heck do I have Everyone at the beginning of my party? Ugh. So, if you want to have an awesome Dragon type, awesome, I'm gurgling for some reason, this could be your guy. Not many Dragon types in Colosseum. I think Swablu is actually your only other option to get into Altaria, and Vibrava is, now swapping between pronunciations, is only 2 levels away, and you just got 3 rare candies from Venus, so if you're going to use Vibrava on your team, you can always have saved those rare candies and use them right now just to get an easy, Flygon. It's pretty cool. Just be forewarned that Swablu is a normal flying type. It is not a dragon type like its evolution would have you think. So keep that in mind, that you will have to deal with it being a normal flying type for a little while, and that at this point, Noctowl's honestly kind of better for you right at this point. However, it's actually pretty good defensively and special defensively, a lot more than you'd expect. So if you're looking for something that can do that for you, it's actually not too bad. I can vouch for that, seeing as that the fact that I used a Swablu in my Emerald Let's Play, it actually served me quite well. I should also mention, though, that Swablu's got kind of a nice ability, Natural Cure. Well, it's not really the best ability for double battle, which is even more usable in double battles because you can swap out on one turn and then attack on the other, so swapping out is even more possible than normal, so you can heal status problems off of it. So, for those that want that in Swablu, it's kind of nice. Sing isn't exactly the best sleeping move, as you saw right there. It misses a lot, but it's kind of useful. Tropius is a Shadow Pokemon. It is a grass-flying type, which is indeed a very unique type, and it's just, I don't know. It's great for teaching it a lot of HM moves. Like, Tropius can learn a lot more HM moves than you think it could, but HM moves aren't exactly important in Colosseum. And yeah, I don't know why. It's just that I've never personally been a huge Tropius fan. It's not bad. It's just that I've never been a huge fan of it personally. That's just kind of how I've always been. Absol, as I showed in my Pokemon Emerald Let's Play, is an interesting Pokemon. It's a would-be fantastic Pokemon if not for its type. The Dark type, especially before Diamond and Pearl, when this physical special split happened, does not do it any favors at all. It really doesn't. It's a shame, but it has an amazing attack stat. It would have a lot of options available to it if it just weren't for its type. Dark being a special type prior to the physical special split, and the fact that Dark is also the weakest type offensively with the move Crunch, and on top of that, it can't even learn Crunch. So you have a Pokemon that just has a type that's doing it no favors whatsoever. Shadow Ball is the closest thing that you're going to get to a same type attack bonus from it. And, like, to a good physical same type attack bonus, because remember, Ghost was a physical type back then. It just, like I said, it's a would-be fantastic Pokemon, and I proved that it's usable in my Emerald Let's Play. I like it a lot. I'm not going to hate on it. But just be wary that you have to deal with the fact that you're held back by your type quite a bit. Metagross, Steel Psychic type, level 50, clear botted for the ability, stats cannot be lowered. Shadow Rush, Iron Defense, Metal Claw, and Psychic. This is also, of course, a Shadow Pokemon. When snagging it, it holds the Metal Coat, which can be used to evolve Scyther into Scizor. It is a very interesting Pokemon. This thing's Metal Coat will also raise the power of Metal Claw when you are fighting against it. I should also warn you that this thing works very well as a mixed attacker. I really can't say enough good about Metagross. It's also a fantastic Pokemon if you can teach it agility. It can become a very dangerous sweeper, and it has defensive capabilities as well. This thing is arguably the best non-tournament banned Pokemon that was introduced in Ruby and Sapphire. I can't say enough good about it.